Today is Monday, March 9th, 2026. And if any of you guys saw my short video from last night where I said, this is kind of a weird situation we got going on here. Last night oil spiked, I want to say like 30%, something crazy like that. It tagged 115 a barrel. Right now it's like 89 or something like that. Actually, we can just go ahead and look. It's like 85 right now. So oil did tag 115, and then it came all the way down, which is a 25, almost a 26% drop in less than a day. But last night, if any of you guys saw my short video, you'll know that I said that this is kind of weird because we are seeing some things that we would expect, meaning oil, going up, like, what is it, 27%, tagging 115. That is something that we would expect in a situation like the one we have right now, where there's global tension in the Middle East and whatnot. But then I also pointed out some weird outliers, like crypto was green, even though oil was spiking like crazy. The internet was going crazy, the news, media, everybody was talking about how this is going to spike inflation, gas prices, whatnot. But for some reason, crypto was green, and Robinhood, even though it was down a lot because of oil spiking and whatnot, even Robinhood regained all of its losses. And I want to say Robinhood is green today. Let's see. Yeah, Robinhood is green today. $79. It's like a percentage. It's up almost 3.5% today, which is insane. But yeah, also Palantir was down, which is weird. You would think that, escalation and more war equals more buyers for Palantir stock, but that wasn't the case. Palantir was down like 3%. So I pointed all this out in my short video. And what do you know? Today, this morning at midnight, I was down over 4%. But then my account gained over 6% throughout the day, especially at market open when oil prices started going down. And now I finished the day up 1.9%. So it's been, the volatility is continuing, even though my account has basically done nothing. It feels like it's doing something just because of these wild swings back and forth, like only 0.5% for the week. But even though it's only 0.5%, it swung down 5%, 5.5%, then it swung up over 5%, almost 6%, and then it came right back down 3%. Then it went down even more, 6%, and now it's back up. So it's just been wild swings back and forth. Even though if it feels like there's a lot of fear in the market and it feels like the market's crashing, I think, most of the crash has already happened. And right now, I think we're just consolidating. We're just chopping sideways. We got crypto and a lot of tech stocks down 50, 60, 70%. So, the crash is already kind of here. I know everybody's waiting for the NASDAQ and, the S&P 500 to start crashing. But let's be honest, most of all of that outflow leaving big tech, I think has entered equal weight. I think the ticker is RSP. I want to have to go take a look. But yeah, if we take a look at RSP, it's up almost 3% for the year. It was up over 6.5% at one point. So all of that outflow in tech stocks just went right into equal weight S&P. So that's kind of keeping up the S&P 500. So for anybody that's wondering when crash, when are we going to get this generational buying opportunity in the S&P 500? But, the money flowing out of big tech causing it to enter correction, and the money flowing out of fintech and crypto and all these other assets are just flowing into other assets. So it's not like a real crash, if that makes any sense. Even though, software, fintech, crypto, they are in a crash right now. They're in a bear market winter. But for the month, I am down over 6.5%. 3 months is 34%. Year to date, unfortunately, still down 25% because of Robinhood. But as you guys can see, like I was talking about, it feels like it's doing a whole lot, but not really. We're just sideways since February. So for a month, basically, haven't really done anything. Let's look back at the month. Yeah, so down slightly, but Still for the year, I'm up 81%. And then, of course, all time 336. So we've gone through that. Let's look at some top movers. HYPE was a big crypto winner today. And there was at one point last night where a lot of crypto, they were starting to break even, right? Or just hover around slightly green. But HYPE was like the outlier last night. So it seems like that continued at market open. Circle, obviously a big winner. I think I saw a post on X saying usage of USD has gone up 250% just in the last month because of, all the global chaos. And you got to think Dubai was really selling itself as one of those crypto havens, right? And a lot of crypto bros going to Dubai, and now if they are trying to leave that city and the UAE, well, then they're going to pull money out. And one of the ways that they probably are pulling money out is USDC. So the usage is going to go up, even though you would think that that's bearish, but it doesn't really matter if you think about it, because as long as people use USDC, whether it's to transfer into Dubai or out, just that usage alone, will benefit Circle. So it's pretty interesting. Obviously, Honest is still down 5%. The RVI catching a little bit of a bid after its rough IPO, down 15%. And I did get a little small win today. I'll show you guys just a sec. But my options, I'm not gonna lie, my American Express was looking a little bit rough this morning. It was at $1,600. So I did sell it for $1,000, but I could have waited a little bit longer and gained an extra $600, but it is what it is. We're back down to break even 1,000. So, and even if at expiration, American Express is like, let's say 290, 295, and I end up getting assigned shares. Well, it's 100 shares of a company I wanted to make my number 2 position anyway, right? It's the reason why I still have this one, but I also closed out like Shopify, Lemonade, and whatnot. Even though I still believe in those companies, I'm focusing a lot more into American Express because, number one, I think this is a great buy the dip opportunity for me personally in American Express, but also it's a dividend paying company, and American Express is one of the, it's known for growing its dividends very rapidly, right? It's a dividend growth company. So yeah, I just really like it. And I think this is a buy the dip opportunity. But we have Pepsi, of course. As of right now, it's going to expire worthless. I don't know yet, though. Palantir looks like it's also going to expire worthless here shortly. And by shortly, I mean like in another month or so, give or take. Sprouts also looks like it's going to expire worthless. We'll see. And even though it kind of sucks that if, let's say, Sprouts goes to 90, right, or 100, and let's say Palantir hits 200, Pepsi hits 170, 175, and I end up getting assigned on all of those covered calls. Even though it sucks because, especially Pepsi, my income would go down, right? Pepsi is a very big dividend payer for me, even though it would suck to get rid of that. And also Palantir, this is my very last 100 share lot of Palantir that I have left. So even though it would suck for me to get rid of all of that, that would still be a huge cash inflow into my account, because Pepsi, that would be 17 grand, Palantir would be 20 grand, and then Sprouts would be another 9 grand. So I don't know, somebody do the math for me in the comments, but that sounds like a tremendous amount of money. So I like what, 46,000 cash inflow into my account. But it would be at the expense of me selling off Pepsi, big dividend payer for me, and of course Palantir has been a big winner for me, and I want to stick by it. But when I see a 200 strike covered call selling for 90, $100, I gotta take advantage of that. Worst case scenario, if all of these get assigned, it would be over for 40,000 into my account, which would definitely help pay down my margins. So I'm not stressing it too much. And like I said, if I get assigned on American Express, then it's 100 shares of American Express that I wanted anyway at the price that I wanted it to. So crypto doing very well today. Of course, HYPE is the big standout today, up 12%. And if you guys haven't noticed, I did sell a little bit. So, you know, it's a little baby trade, but, you know, I did put 31 bucks into it, and then I took out 31 bucks, just keeping a little small fractional share of hype. I don't know anything about crypto, okay? I'm not a crypto guru. I don't know anything about it, but I'm just dabbling a little bit, trading in and out in a time period where I think we're in a crypto winter, right? That's what I think. We're in a crypto bear market, so I think if there's ever a time for me to nibble at crypto, it would be right now. So that's why I'm just taking little nibbles here and there. And honestly, small wins are what keep you going in this game sometimes. Obviously, the big wins are still important, right? The big winners like Palantir, Robinhood, for me personally, those are like the ones that you remember. But, you know, day to day, small wins, they really do help keep you going. But as you guys can see, I have one share of RVI that I got for free, quote unquote, right? Maybe not free after taxes, but yeah, it is one. I did buy 10 shares of RVI Friday when it IPO'd. It crashed like 15%. I snagged up 10 shares. And then today at one point, it was up 10%. Yeah, it was up 10% at one point. I did sell 9 shares. And now, as you can see, well, actually it was 15 shares, sorry. It was actually 15 shares, so I sold 14, and now I have one quote-unquote free share of RVI. I do think it's kind of strange, though, how RVI is not on the overnight market, because you would think Robinhood, a pioneer in overnight markets, would at least have their own fund be on the overnight market. But I understand the liquidity is not all there, but also you have a lot of people that are locked in at the IPO price, right? And I don't think they can sell for like what, 6 months, 12 months. You guys let me know in the comments. I can't remember, but yeah, they're locked in. So maybe that's why, like liquidity purposes. But it is kind of unfortunate it's not on the overnight market, because you know, I would imagine that with this panic over the weekend, RVI would have been down even more. But it is what it is. Robinhood, of course, going crazy today. It was down over 3.5% at one point, and then it rallied over 7%. So doing very good for me. My number one position. I mean, as you can see, according to Robinhood, it's 42% of my portfolio. So I am happy about that. One stock specifically that I thought was going to do good today, REPX, is actually down 1% for the day because, you know, oil did reverse all of its gains, which is, I guess, unfortunate for REPX, but fortunate for all of us that, you know, have a lot of tech stocks, whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it's still a high dividend paying company. It's making a very nice base in like the long-term charts, right? It has this very nice wedge pattern going on here. I mean, look at this. This is like a perfect wedge. Look at this. So it has a high here, a low, and then a higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high. So it's just a perfect wedge. And I mean, there's a high probability that REPX will come back up to $40 a share. And I mean, it's kind of scary, but I have to be honest, right? You know, oil still, even though it's definitely calmed down over the weekend after that big initial pump, I don't think this situation is over. I hope it is, but I still have to keep in mind that possibility, right? And if oil takes another ride up to 150, REPX definitely is going to go 40, 45, maybe even 50. Yeah. 40, 45 here. Maybe it'll even try to break this 5-year high, right? 50. So $50 per share is a possibility. Now, obviously, you know, it's definitely come down a lot from its IPO. But yeah, a 5-year high is a possibility for REPX. American Express was a very interesting buying opportunity here at the overnight market. I mean, it was under $300 a share. It was $292.50 in the overnight market, rallied over 4%. So, I mean, if any of you guys snagged it up in the overnight market, congratulations. And even though this is only a small position for me as of right now in my second account, I did want to just go ahead and show you guys that I did buy one share of TAN, basically, which is the solar ETF. So it's just one way for me to diversify a little bit more. I saw a lot of posts on X talking about how China is greatly reducing their dependence on oil, or I think it was Elon that tweeted it, right? And one of the major reasons of that is obviously solar. It's not the only reason, but as the technology gets better, global tensions remain high. I suspect that both governments and individuals will resort more towards solar, but that all depends on the technology. Obviously, it has to be drastically better for people to adopt it. But I am a 5% already on it, so I am happy about that. And of course, you guys already know I gotta show y'all my transaction history. I gotta be transparent with you guys, but I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with the RVI buys that I had on the 6th when it IPO'd. And then, of course, today I did gradually start selling them off. But I do have some very nice dividends coming up towards the end of the month. And then next month, show you guys a little bit of what's been going on in my secondary account. There are some small stocks here that I did buy. One that I want to mention, Grab. A lot of people are saying this is the Uber of Asia or something like that, and they just flipped into profitability. So I just decided, why not throw 20 bucks at it. B-Fly, Butterfly. It's like a medical devices company. It's another stock under $5. So decided, hey, why not? But obviously these are very risky stocks. They're under $5. They're basically penny stocks. Even though they're not worth a penny, any stock under $5, I basically call it a penny stock. Did snag another share of HOOD for 80.80, and some Japanese stocks that I've been gradually buying into. Fuji. If any of you guys don't know Fuji, they sell cameras and other electronic devices, of course. So just diversifying a little bit more in my secondary account. One thing that I did want to mention very quickly, though, is I recently bought something on Shopify. It was actually a URL, but for some reason it's not eligible on Robinhood Gold, even though I've bought a URL before with my gold card, and they still gave me my 3x points. But I just thought this was kind of disappointing. I'll probably just have to go through support and see what's going on. Even though the 3% on 16 bucks is not a lot of money, I still like to go through their support to see like what their thought process is, why exactly was it not eligible and whatnot. Because at the end of the day, I am a shareholder of Robinhood, so I want to see like how they're working things out. But it's also inconvenient, right? So if this is an issue for a lot of people, then a lot of people will gradually use the gold card less and less, and then that really becomes a problem for the company. So, and by the way, if any of you guys want I guess my thoughts and opinions a little bit quicker than YouTube, because sometimes it takes me a minute to edit these videos, but I do post a little bit more frequently on my X, and I did make this post of my Solana buy. I did buy 2 more coins of Solana, and I said that Solana has been down for almost 6 months straight. USDC usage has surged this past month. Obviously, that's going to get split up between Ethereum and Solana. But this big rush out of Dubai, I expect money to move right back in eventually. And in a fast moving world, people need to move money and assets quickly across borders. And one way to do that is obviously crypto. So I think that's one of the reasons why crypto has been holding up recently, or at least over the weekend, because people need to move money very fast and adapt to the news that's coming out. So crypto is one of the ways to do that. I also had this post that I found back in 2024. I was eyeing ERX, which is the 2x levered ETF on the energy sector. And right now, I want to say it's like $100 a share right now. So it's basically a double. But man, I mean, I guess I missed out on this one. I had a little bit in my E-Trade account, but I didn't pull the trigger in my Robinhood. So yeah, I do have a problem with not sticking with my bets long enough. But as you guys can see, just let this be a learning lesson. Anytime you see one of these big bases, like the one that ERX was making here, and all of these moving averages are converging, getting tighter, there's going to be a big move. Whether it's to the upside or downside, I don't know, but just know that when you have these big bases, consolidation, accumulation, it's prepping for a big move. So if any of you guys aren't familiar with that yet, if any of you guys are brand new, just a very short lesson in technical analysis, I guess. I also wanted to quickly thank you guys on my return to shorts. So I used to post a little bit more shorts a very, very long time ago. Like those are very low quality videos. But I did make my return to posting YouTube shorts, and it was fairly successful. You know, over 860 views. So I appreciate all the support from you guys. A lot of new viewers came in from that short. So definitely seems like you guys are enjoying it, and I will continue doing them. And you guys already know I am not monetized. I don't have any sponsors or anything like that. So the only way that you guys can support me as of right now is through my website. So it's in the bio, and up at the top it is $3 Apple Pay to have your comment spotlighted. So, you know, I'll read it, respond to you, whatnot, on these videos and shorts. But I am trying to hit my goal. And for some reason, it's just taking so long. $10 and buy me a coffee as of right now is my goal. I did get my very first buy me a coffee supporter not too long ago. And my very first Ethereum supporter. So shout out to you guys.